This episode of the Dollar Saving Divas podcast is brought to you by renttherunway.com.
You'll find more than 200,000 pieces and 400 designers in the Rent the Runway closet. Anything you want, one flat price.
Formal, cocktail, festive. What type of event are you attending? Get 4 or 8 day designer rentals for a fraction of the price.
And when you click through the link on our Dollar Saving Divas Facebook page, you'll save even more, and you'll help us keep this podcast free.
Look great and save money too. Well, we had some fun last week, didn't we, Leslie?
We did.
We went around. We've done a couple of staycation podcasts before, but this one we kind of were in Hilliard for a day, almost a whole day. And the first place we went to, which I thought I never even knew it existed, Air Trampoline Park. Was that like awesome? I mean, it was just...
That was a lot of fun. So I had an idea of what I thought it was, and it wasn't anything like what I had pictured in my head.
Me either. I mean...
There are things for kids, but there are lots of things for adults.
The massage chair. I like the massage chair.
Yeah, there's that.
6 minutes for $2. I would just get there, $20 for 60 minutes. I would just put my credit card in and let the kids run wild and just sit in the massage chair for an hour. I mean, largest facility of its kind in Central Ohio. It's 42,000 square feet. And they opened October of 2015. And Victor, the owner, what a nice guy he was. And he had the greatest accent. I think it was German. And he just kind of spent the day with us.
He was great.
They had, talk about that knocker ball thing you did.
Yeah. See, okay, here's how these things roll. We see something cool.
Literally.
Yeah. So everybody sees something cool that everybody wants to do, but does anybody actually do it? No. Let's get Leslie. She'll do it.
I had heels on.
Put her in the ball.
Yeah, I had heels on and I was dressed up.
I just got my hair done. I got heels on.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I get stuck in the big, giant inflatable ball with handles,
You've seen these thing on like American Ninja and stuff like that.
It's like a big hamster ball kind of thing.
Exactly. And they're knocking each other around.
So it looks fun and it looks easy.
It does not look easy.
It is not easy.
I loved it when you fell over about 3 times, but then
you can't get back up because you're on a trampoline in a giant inflatable ball.
I've fallen down and I can't get up. Where's my alert?
Where's my button?
But then I liked it when you did end up hitting Victor because that's she
was trying to knock him over.
She knocked him over. I think he actually
fell. He told me later he fell. I'm like, I don't care. I'm still taking it.
And then her hand comes up the thing, and it's like in victory, V for victory. And I'm like, holy moly! And there was no way I was doing that. The other thing was, I mean, okay, they've got trampolines, they've got frog walls, they've got all kinds of things there, dodgeball. But and they also have after hours parties. They've got a party room. They have actually several party rooms.
Okay, people, they have a ninja course.
Yes.
Like American Ninja.
Like really American Ninja. Of course, I didn't do any of these things.
No, she just had her hair done.
I did. I had my hair done. So you can bring, they have corporate team building. So they have like a package that you can get like pizza and drinks. You have to buy their socks. I think it's like $3.99 for their socks because you have to have certain kind of socks.
You have to have traction on your socks. Non-skid socks.
So you don't slide.
$3.
But also my favorite thing was, okay, and I made Leslie do this too because
she just had her hair done.
Yes,
I can't go in the hurricane machine.
Hurricane simulator. I'm like, I've actually been in a hurricane, so I don't need to do this, but I really want to see somebody else. So they
stick you in a box.
Yeah.
that makes you feel like you're in a hurricane.
It went up to 78 miles an hour, and their hair was just everywhere. But when Leslie came out, her hair just all went back naturally down. Perfectly. See, I gave you a nice compliment.
I know. Well, that's a compliment to Nora, my hairstylist. Thank you, Nora.
Yay, woohoo, Nora, woohoo. Well, they also, just so you know, it's $14 for adults. And then for anybody that's, I think that's 46 inches or taller. And then for everybody else, it's $9. But I also thought it was really... I thought it was important that they have lifeguards, and that's what they call them, lifeguards. So they do not have a swimming pool. So let's get that understood. You don't jump off a trampoline into a pool. But they actually have people in black and white shirts that
just
actually...
keeping people safe.
And we were there when all the little toddlers were there.
Yeah, they have toddler time.
So cute.
Yeah. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 10 to 11 a.m. is toddler time. So all the little guys can come in and play without the big kids jumping all over them.
And they really were cute. And then the first Saturday of the month, which I think is really, really nice, from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., they have special needs time. So children and adults with special needs can come there and utilize the facilities. So hats off to Victor for doing things. He does a lot for the community as well.
They do some fundraisers, too. So if you're interested in raising money for your PTO or for what other organization you're involved in, you talk to Victor and they'll work with you to do a fundraiser.
Well, then, basically adjacent or next door is the Tree of Life Play and Cafe. So this is actually for toddlers. But actually they have a cafe there. And Elisa, Victor showed us around there as well. Elisa was the what do you call it, barista that makes coffee?
Barista,
yeah. She roasts her own coffee at home, and then that's what they serve at the cafe. But they had, we were talking, and their turkey melt and her margarita pizza said those were like her favorites. But they have a nice little menu. They have light bites and things. They had mac and cheese bites. We restrained from getting the mac and cheese bites, darn it.
Yeah, but we did do the coffee, or I did.
I did the hot chocolate, and I really thought it was good hot chocolate. And
coffee was good.
They had lots of muffins and things like that. But what I liked is we went upstairs, and it's $6.99. And that's a flat price, and this is really for toddlers. But that was a really cool place, and it was very cute. And again, the thing is, it's $6.99, and you can go all day. So what they told us is if you want to come in the morning, and or late morning, and maybe you get a bite to eat and lunch, your kid has to go home because it's a toddler, take their nap, right? Yes, or you and I go home and take our nap, and then you can come back again. So you could come back again a little bit later in the day and let the kids play some more. So I thought that was kind of cool.
It looks out over the trampoline park. So if you have older kids out playing in the bigger trampoline area, you can sit up there and drink your coffee and look out the window and watch what they're doing without actually being part of the mayhem.
Well, and
which
then
is very nice.
Next, we went to 10 Pin Alley. Yes, it's a bowling alley. And they've been there for over 50 years. Can you believe that? They have 16 bowling lanes, just so you know, it's a bowling alley. But they're going to undergo a major renovation. And construction's going to start in April, and they expect to have it all done by late October. They're still going to maintain the 16 lanes, but they're going to build an 8-lane VIP center. So it's going to have like a party room, its own bar, probably about 50 people or so. So you can go in there and companies can rent it. They're going to have their own entrance. They're going to put in a 2-story laser tag, 40-plus arcade games. I mean, I think that's going to be...
Bocce ball. Did he say bocce ball?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did say bocce ball. And currently they have 15 draft beers. And then they also have a restaurant, but it's not like a real sit-down restaurant, but they're going to build a new sit-down restaurant and a new menu. They're going to keep some of the original things that they had, like the burgers and pizzas. But I thought that they did in a banquet menu with the new party room. But I was really impressed with their food, and I do remember this before. They brought out appetizers, and I mean, they never think of having like really pretty food and good food
this is
at a bowling alley.
Upscale.
Absolutely.
Upscale bowling alley.
Okay, Leslie, this is so funny. I made her try this, just like before she made me try some truck food thing that I hated that was, I don't know, it was like, say that name again and what it does.
Falafel.
Yeah.
I still have never found anybody else who doesn't like falafel.
Well,
you're the only person in the
only
world.
One. Okay, well, we had Brussels sprouts. Holy mackerel. They're like bite-sized. They're lightly crisped. That means they're deep-fried. With an herb Dijon sauce and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Oh, my gosh. I thought those were delicious. And they had also some onion, I think, with them. A little bit of onion.
I don't know. I tried a tiny little bit.
They're only $6, and they were really good. Okay, but I know what you really liked. The nachos and those potato skins. The
potato skins were really good.
And they served them with it's like a round potato, not like
they cut them this way instead of that way.
Okay.
Which I'm sure makes perfect sense to everybody.
This way
cutting
versus
them lengthwise, they're cutting them.
Yes.
So they're like little
round
things.
Okay. And we're both sitting here with our hands like little round things.
Everybody understands that. I know.
They were
made perfect sense.
Round potatoes. Okay, cut in half. So they had, which I thought was really cool, besides sour cream and, and the bacon and the cheese and the chives, they put it on a barbecue sauce. Set it, and that was
good.
It was very good. But also the nachos. The nachos
were delicious.
They called it Big Lebowski
Big
chicken.
Lebowski. Do you not know who the Big Lebowski is?
I have no idea who that was.
Oh, my goodness. Here we are. You mean the whole time we're talking about their movie night with the Big Lebowski?
I have no idea.
It was not making...
It was going right over my head.
Oh, my dear. We need to educate you. After we're done here, we will go watch the Big Lebowski on Netflix.
Well, all I know is the nachos are named after him. They had chicken and corn and black beans. You could also get it with steak or pork or chorizo. I mean, okay, so I didn't know. And those nachos are only $10, so I don't know who he is.
All right.
I mean, sorry, but
your education will begin once we're done here.
All right. Well, they do late night. Let's just totally change the subject.
Well, they did, because they do the movie thing with the Big Lebowski.
Well, oh, okay.
And then they did the Rocky Horror Picture Show movie night with
that
bowling.
I know what
I
it
would
is.
hope so.
Yeah. They do late night, 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. You have to be 21 years or older. And I don't know if that's a special price or not. I think they do have a special price. Also, they have a brunch and bowl Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, I think that would be really fun because you can take your whole family. And they said it's only $5 per person for an hour of bowling and shoes because that's cheap.
Yeah.
And actually, I think their pricing really is very reasonable because they only charge $25 an hour during the week and $28 on the weekends. And I know in bigger markets than we are, you could pay upwards of $50 to $75 for an hour.
Very
and their shoes are
reasonable.
only $3.95. So they also have 3 movie screens, which are cool because you said then they drop those down and do their movies. So, okay.
It's a fun place.
You have to explain then at some point in time who Big whatever his name is. Hey, 10 Pin Alley. Hours are 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on weekdays, and on weekends they extend them. It's 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. So, okay, we're going to go and bowl. And I do bowl. I don't have my own bag or ball to go in the bag, and I don't have my own shoes. But I have been known, and I'm left-handed.
Okay.
So, but guess what the weight of the ball is that I have to use those. Okay, I'm a total wimp. Guess how many pounds?
I can't even.
At least I know they're in pounds.
How light do they make them?
8 pounds, and that's the one I use.
I was going to say that would be.
It's an 8-pound bowling ball, but I always get I always pick the one that has the pretty colors. Because then when it goes down
of course you do.
Mine doesn't go down the alley; it goes down the gutter. Because it's a straight line that way.
Well, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
So I go for the gutter balls.
Okay.
Because I like to stand out in a crowd.
All right. Well, one other place in Hilliard that we just found out about was the Early Television Museum.
I had no idea.
Well, I know. It's on Franklin Street. This is the only one in the United States.
Well, I can't imagine there being more than one anyway.
Right? So this was the Early Television Foundation was founded by Steve McVoy. And he used to work inside a television repair shop after school. And in 1999, he was looking for something to do with his time and decided to start collecting early television receivers.
And you know what? That's a very different hobby.
It is.
And I think that it's funny that he said he was unaware that television existed before World War II. Well, luckily we
didn't exist before World War II.
So we wouldn't know. We
certainly wouldn't know that.
We wouldn't know that at all.
But he has over 150 TV sets on display in his museum, 4,200 square foot museum. And mechanical TVs from the 1920s and 30s. He's got a pre-1945 British set. All kinds of interesting things, which I had no idea that you could collect. I mean, I never thought about it.
I didn't either. Also, the Dave Johnson collection is there. Do you know who Dave Johnson is? Probably not. Well, he has an early television picture tube collection is on display. So, along with a lot of TV studio equipment. Now, the TV studio equipment would be very interesting because I remember the old big cameras and things like that. Also, they have a working 60-line flying spot scanner TV camera. I have no idea what that is either. Because we unfortunately were not able to visit this particular museum to date. But if anyone wants to, Facebook us and tell us what a flying spot scanner TV camera is, we would love to know. But I think everything is free there. The museum hours are Saturday 10 to 6, Sunday 12 to 5. And it's like, I think that'd be actually a kind of cool thing to see.
I think so, too. I think kids would like it.
I think kids would like it, and anybody that's interested in like camera equipment or video things would be interesting. Maybe a school group.
Little kids are shocked by how big old TVs were, like when you see the giant
we have little
console TVs.
Little flat screens, or they're watching TV on their smartphone.
They have no idea that that's how big TVs used to be.
I mean, we actually still have a console TV in our lower level that it's a piece of furniture. I mean, it's walnut. Yeah. I don't think we could move it out of there. I think we're going to have to leave it with the house.
Remember how big, and the screens would be tiny, but the giant piece of furniture that surrounded it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think kids are surprised when they see that.
My mom actually still has a black and white TV. She just kept it. It's very cool.
She could probably donate it to the Early Television Museum.
I bet she could. Because she's not over 90 years old, and this TV's got to be
Does it still work?
Oh, yes. It still works. It only gets 3 channels.
Well.
But that's all you need.
What else do you need?
And you go up there, and you have to actually turn it on. There's no remote.
What?
Yeah. And
you have to walk up and to the set?
And it's got these big, those big tubes, picture tubes are in the back of it. It's very interesting. Yes. Perhaps you should come over and, I'll give you a tour of my mom's lower level and watch
Big Lebowski on the black and white.
No, I remember I used to watch Shirley Temple on Saturday mornings. Oh, I did.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Okay, next subject. All right. Enough's enough. I'm showing my age. All right,
There's also a historical village in Hilliard at the Weaver Park, and this is it's near the fairgrounds, the Franklin County Fairgrounds.
And it's behind or next to the police and fire station, right?
Exactly. So it's mid-1800s village. It has authentic buildings. It's got a little log cabin, one-room schoolhouse, a chapel, a train station, the caboose. So you can kind of just walk through and see what the buildings, what a town used to look like. I think that's fun for kids as well. It's because it's in a park, in Weaver Park, so it's open daylight till dusk.
Which means hours are flexible.
Hours are flexible, according to the Sun. The inside of the buildings are available to tour end of May through August on Sundays only. So you can see the outside anytime you can walk through. But if you want to see the insides.
Well, and then in May of this year, it's the 100th anniversary of the Franklin County Fair, which is in Hilliard.
Yeah.
And they're going to have an exhibit celebrating that. So you might want to check that out. And then also, when's the Franklin County Fair? What month is that in? Is it usually September?
No, it's earlier than that. It's earlier, but I don't remember when
Google it. Google it up on from Destination Hilliard and find out when it is. But at least you can go and see the exhibit. So there's lots of fun things that you can do if you want a staycation. So not just in Hilliard, but all over Central Ohio. So make sure if you're staying at home, enjoy Central Ohio, where we live, and great things. Thanks for listening to the Dollar Saving Divas. If you have ideas for an upcoming episode, we would love to hear from you. Just head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/dollarsavingdivas CBUS and share your comments. Our podcast is available on iTunes, iHeartMedia, or your favorite podcast player. Thanks again for listening.
Circle270media.com